Hello, everyone. I'm Cassie.
And I'm Tara, and we are the Twins of Crypto. And every morning we come together to go through the charts with you and share with you our thoughts and opinions on what we think is happening in the crypto markets right now.
We hope that you all had an amazing weekend. Where we live has a big festival right now in the spring. So we had a lot of festival activities this weekend, and it was an awesome family time this weekend. So we are back. It's Monday, a new week, and we are back with the charts for you all. So let's get right into it.
Okay, so here we are on Bitcoin, and we're on the daily time frame, and you can see that Bitcoin is sitting right up at that main 236 support, which is around 62.3 or so. It's a little bit above it right now, but I would technically call this right at that support. Do keep in mind that we've had these resistances for a while now, and they're the same exact resistances that we're still going to be using. And so you guys should have these on your chart. We put them on, I think, a couple weeks ago. And we still are in that same scenario where we need Bitcoin to break up above this 0.5 Fibonacci level at 64.6 before we can confirm that this correction is going to flip to a new trend or flip bullish from here. So that's something that we're going to be keeping a close eye on, is a flip above 64.6. You can see that that 382 on the same fib set is exactly where we are now. So we are hitting some type of critical resistance, but do keep in mind we are back above the price MA. So this is starting to look like a good sign, like we could be shifting towards a new trend on Bitcoin. And also the RSI is up above the MA and it's starting to curve up a bit. Pay attention to this halfway mark on the RSI, because if it does break above that, that's when we can really see it come up to test that 0.5 Fibonacci level. So this 0.5 level on the RSI is similar to this 0.5 Fibonacci level, where it is going to be resistance, and we need to wait for a break above that to confirm this new trend. So let's just have Cassie zoom in a little bit here and give you a closer look at what we're expecting.
Okay, so here we are on the Bitcoin 1 hour, and this is that trend line, the top of the trend line here that I've been tracking for a few updates for you guys. I've been talking about, as long as we're holding above it, that I think we could be on to our new trend. And this is possibly our wave 2 that we're coming down to here. The target for wave 2 is right at 59.95. And you can see it did get close to reaching that, but it didn't exactly touch. It did get met with that trend line. So trend lines are really important, and it could have been our support, even if that 618 was our target. So I do think that this could still be our wave 2 coming down here, but these sub waves have gotten really messed up since then. And you can see we've had good support since that 618 attempt, and it looks like we're starting to curve up. So I wouldn't necessarily say that this 618 is out of the question yet, just because we haven't made a new high, but this would be our wave 2 coming down. And we would still be expecting our large wave 3 coming up soon after this, as long as we continue to hold support. That's what we're looking for in the next day or so. Either a break out of this channel up here, really confirming our large wave 3. And you can see this RSI is really high. This could really be our wave 3 if we can continue to push up, or we could still come down and get a touch right at that wave 2 support here at that 618 that hasn't touched yet. So it just could be really weird sub waves making its way down here. And I'm only saying that just because it hasn't touched yet. These are our larger supports, and unfortunately we're like stuck right in the middle of everything. So we need some more confirmation breaking out of these levels. But so far we're tracking, if we're tracking this as a new trend, this would be our wave 2 coming down to support with a large wave 3 coming up. So with the low that it made, the next sub wave 3 would be targeting like 74,800 area. Or even 83,800 if it gets extended. So these subwaves are looking good for a new trend, as long as we continue to hold these local supports and really get that volume that we're expecting to make a new high. So still looking okay on our new trend. We just need some more confirmation out of these areas.
All right, let's get over to Ethereum then.
Okay.
Okay, so here we are on Ethereum and we're zoomed out to the daily time frame. So you can see that Ethereum has broke down below this 1 fib here, and right now it's pushing back up to it as resistance. And the RSI is up under the MA as resistance. It's coming up to the MA as resistance. And we're almost at that price MA as well as resistance. So to me, this looks like we're about to hit a critical point on Ethereum, and we should expect a breakout very soon. So I think if we do break up above this MA, above this RSI MA, and above this fib level here, we could get a major push for that new trend that we're looking for. Ethereum has formed all of the necessary waves that it needs to form during this correction, and it has hit those critical levels right here at its 382 and this 0.5 support level. So Ethereum is ready for that new trend, and I think it was just waiting for Bitcoin. So let's see if during this week we can get that major push up to new highs and onto that new trend on Ethereum. So let's just have Cassie zoom in here and give you a closer look at what we're expecting.
Okay, you guys, so here we are on Ethereum 1 hour, and you can see we've been tracking this as a subwave 2 as long as it didn't make a new low below here. So still tracking this as a subwave 2, like I mentioned over on Bitcoin. Subwave 2s track the 618 retrace, which is why I had this green box here. But one thing that you'll know is that the lowest price that came down to touch the 618 created a new extreme on the RSI. So even though, and then it came back up to hit resistance on that trend line. So we really should have expected another test of the 618 and really deeper retraces, which is still okay for wave 2. You can see that it actually did come to a 854 retrace, which is a really deep retrace, but still okay for wave 2. So, and then this last touch did create a pretty strong bullish divergence like this. So this is the divergence that we're tracking on the bottom here, and we should be expecting a large wave 3 coming up as long as we don't break support. So right now, targets for our subwave 3 coming up, if we don't make a new low, we're looking at either 3,526 as a target or 3,933 as a target if it gets extended, which I do think it's possible it gets extended because it lands us a lot more closer to our larger target that we're looking at for a new trend. And then obviously, if it didn't get extended, we wouldn't be breaking new highs, and our wave 3 should be sending us past previous highs. So that's why I do think that this next subwave could get extended. So 3,933 would be that target on Ethereum.
Yeah, and the fact that we've been in this...
I totally agree with Tara that we should be seeing a massive wave soon.
And once it goes, I do think that it could be extended because we've been in this correction for so long that a lot of people are going to be on the same side of the market at that point. So we could get really heavy volume and a really strong push to an extension level, definitely.
So I think that's it on Ethereum. It's looking good. It's holding literally perfectly.
Awesome. Yep. And like you said, it landed at the 854, so it still is wave 2. So that's a good sign. All right, let's get over to XRP then. Okay, so here we are on XRP and we're on the daily time frame. And XRP, you can see here, these are all daily candles. So each one of these represents one full day's worth of price data. And XRP really has basically just flatlined. And it's sitting right on top of that main 0.5 support here at around 497. It's up a little bit above it right now. There's a couple things that I want to mention on this zoomed out view that we need to pay attention to over the next week or so. And that is this MA up here, which is sitting at that next resistance level at around 515 or so. So this is going to be a critical level for us to break back above, and so we can confirm that new trend or that we're on a new trend on XRP. So that's something that we need to watch closely for. And then also this RSI is coming up to the MA. It hasn't hit it yet. This is going to be short-term resistance or some type of resistance on our way up. So we need to watch for this. Like I said, XRP has already hit its targets and it's just waiting for that push out of this triangle. And I think we're going to get that when Bitcoin is ready to move on to its new trend. So I think XRP is just waiting for that volume to come in. Because we are so close to this MA here and this next resistance, I do think just like with Ethereum and with Bitcoin, this next push is going to really propel us. And most of the markets should be on the same side because we've been in a correction for so long. So once it does start going, I think it's going to push very strongly. So we do have this resistance here up at the bottom of the triangle, and hopefully we can break up above the top of the triangle as well, so we can really get out of these correction levels. So let's just have Cassie zoom in here and give you a closer look at what's going on.
All right, you guys, here we are on XRP 1 hour. And we've talked about for several updates how we think that XRP is just going to range with these local supports until we really get our break and new trend on Bitcoin, like Tara just said. So you can see that it did come really close to that 0.5 retrace. I think some exchanges actually did hit this 0.5 retrace. So this is at 48 cents and a half. But we are right back above that 382 support, which is a really good sign. And there really isn't much to go off of. We still have our next closest resistance at 53 cents, which is really critical to break back into that triangle. And we really want to see support on top of that triangle. And then our really large resistance after that has come down to 0.57 with time now. It's getting lower. So yeah, we are so close to breaking this. I definitely don't think that we're going to see new lows. I think from what we've seen on Bitcoin and Ethereum, it is definitely time for a new trend, and this could be exactly what we needed. So we could be seeing some major bullish action, and actually I'm really more bullish the more I keep saying it. But this could be our really bullish week, breaking us out of these areas. So along with all of our levels here, Tara and I really focus on price action and RSI as each levels are reached. So we have two major resistances that we're looking out for. For this one here, if we were to break this with extreme strength on the RSI, keep in mind that we would need to come back down and test it as support. So a lot of people could be chasing that trend on that first break because it could get really exciting and go really far. But keep in mind, no matter how far that gets, we will need to come down for a test of this here. But what could also happen is we could break it slowly and test it slowly as support on top too. So that's what I'm saying is we're really looking for price action as these levels are reached, and what the price is doing, what the RSI is doing, if it's strong, if it's exhausted. This is everything that we're looking for. Are we underneath resistance here and holding it as resistance? That would be a bearish sign that we would probably need to come back down to test support again before breaking. So these are all things that we're looking for as these levels are met.
Perfect.
Thank you guys so much for watching today's update, and we'll be back tomorrow with another one.